Well, it's no secret that Boise State is bringing back its baseball team for the first time in nearly 40 years, but what could be considered a secret is where they'll be playing.
To represent Boise State University in this community is really an honor.
Head coach? Check. Players?
Good.
Check. Stadium? In progress, and not an easy task to build on a campus that's in the middle of a metropolis.
The slow growth of a university, especially one that's landlocked in the middle of a city, has to be something you're talking about for decades. Because we're talking about, there are houses right on the other side of this building, right? And we're kind of be conscious of that and how that works with these neighborhoods and how we fit in.
The tentative plan would put the new Bronco ballpark right off Beacon Street in between Euclid and Denver Avenues, building over a part of South Grant. Boise State owns a majority of the property within the plans, but not all of it, something that was discussed with the current property owners nearly a half-century ago.
The planning folks at Boise State said, yeah, that's in the zone. We do know that in the future that's a place that Boise State and the city think that the university is going to need to grow, but we don't see that coming anytime soon, and so we support this conditional use permit back in 1972. So that's, 46 years ago.
Two of the three properties, a parking lot owned by a church and an 8-unit apartment building, are the properties that have not yet made a deal with Boise State.
So understandably, for these landowners, that's a big concern, right? You're at the sort of peak of the market, and I think that's complicated things. Now it's just kind of assessments and getting that right deal. And in the case of the church parking lot, making sure that the church, which is across the street, can continue to get people in the door.
That's where eminent domain kicks in, which was granted to Boise State in mid-August. That means, if necessary, the university can seize the land it needs while compensating the landowners at or above market price. However, they say that's something that can hopefully be avoided.
And everyone that I've seen, that I've been able to find and talk to folks who've been here long enough, they've been negotiated and kind of resolved outside of actually filing eminent, or of closing the deal on eminent domain, right?
And that's the hope for this situation, avoiding the use of eminent domain and making an agreement with the two properties.
Doing the best we can with the demands of growth in the space that we have, which is sort of a landlocked urban university, and it's a problem. It's an issue that I think urban universities face all over the place.
An issue they hope will see a resolution soon, as Boise State's new baseball club is hoping to take the field for the first time in the spring of 2020. In Boise, Matt Sizemore, 6 on your side.
Well, we talked to the lawyer for the owners of the parking lot, the Boise Church of Christ, who gave us this statement. Quote, BSU and the Boise Church of Christ are working on a definitive agreement and have reached a compromise agreement in principle. After extensive negotiations, we may issue a joint statement expanding on this at a later time.